Welcome to Search the Scriptures. Today we're going to cover a lot of ground in the 2 Kings chapter 8, chapter 9, and chapter 10. There's a lot going on here. Something very important is brought out. Let's begin by looking at 2 Kings chapter number 8 and the 18th verse. It's talking about a new king that comes into power in the kingdom of Judah, Jehoram, the son of Jehoshaphat. It says that he walked in the ways of the kings of Israel as the house of Ahab had done, for he married a daughter of Ahab. So you have a king in the southern kingdom of Judah that marries a daughter of Ahab, who was a king in the northern kingdom. And he did evil in the eyes of the Lord. Verse 19, nevertheless, for the sake of his servant David, the Lord was not willing to destroy Judah. He had promised to maintain a lamp for David and his descendants forever. Now let's also go and look at 2 Kings chapter 8 and verse 27. And this is now talking about another king, King Ahaziah, also a king of the southern kingdom of Judah. And it says in verse 27, he walked in the ways of the Lord, in the ways of the house of Ahab, and did evil in the eyes of the Lord, as the house of Ahab had done, for he was related by marriage to Ahab's family. Something is happening now in the kingdom of Israel that had already been of Judah that had already been happening in the kingdom of Israel, because Judah was intermarrying. Their leaders were marrying with the family of Ahab. So we're familiar with the sin of Ahab and Jezebel. Now that sin is coming into the southern kingdom of Judah. And the Lord uses Elisha to summon a man of the company of the prophets in chapter number 9 to go and to find a man named Jehu and to anoint him. It says in verse number 2, you get there, look for Jehu, son of Jehoshaphat, the son of Nimshi, and go to him, get him away from his companions, and take him into an inner room. Verse 3, then take the flask and pour the oil on his head and declare, this is what the Lord says, I anoint you king over Israel. Then open the door and run, don't delay. And we see here in verse number 7 the instructions that this man of the company of the prophets gives to Jehu when he anoints him. Verse 7, you are to destroy the house of Ahab your master, and I will avenge the blood of my servants the prophets, and the blood of all the Lord's servants shed by Jezebel. Verse 8, the whole house of Ahab will perish, and I will cut off from Ahab every last male in Israel, slave or free, and I will make the house of Ahab like that of Jeroboam the son of Nebat, and like the house of Baasha the son of Ahijah. And as for Jezebel, dogs will devour her on the plot of ground at Jezreel, and no one will bury her. And then he opened the door and ran. So we have God singling out this man Jehu to wreak judgment on the house of Ahab. Now the house of Ahab has now become not only a part of the northern kingdom of Israel, but also the kingdom of Judah as well. And Jehu takes this command of the Lord to heart, and he wreaks havoc on the family of Ahab. He destroys everyone in the family that he can find. Jezebel's body is thrown down from her upper room down onto the ground, and before they can get down there to bury her body, the dogs have eaten her, and there is nothing left to bury. In chapter number 10, we're told that he finds 70 princes, 70 people of the house of Ahab, and he has them beheaded. And then he goes, and all of those leaders that had helped them and had surrounded those 70 men, he has them all destroyed. And then one day, it tells us in the 12th verse of chapter number 10 that Jehu then set out and went towards Samaria. And at Beth Eked of the shepherds, he met some relatives of Ahaziah, the king of Judah, and asked, "Who are you?" And they said, "We are relatives of Ahaziah, and we have come down to greet the families of the king and of the queen." So they were also likewise relatives of Ahab. And he says, "Take them alive." So he took them alive and slaughtered them by the well of Beth Eked. 42 men, he left no survivors. And then he goes to the temple of Baal, and he has all of the priests of Baal killed. But in the verse 29 it says, "However, he did not turn away from the sins of Jeroboam, son of Nebat." So he didn't have the complete victory that he could have had. The point of these 3 chapters, and of God taking such vengeance on the house of Ahab, is to try to tell us something. God is serious about sin. And we can't have sin creeping into our lives. We have to take it seriously. We have to utterly destroy it. What is clinging on to you as the DNA of Ahab and Jezebel was clinging onto Israel and had worked its way into the kingdom of Judah? What has worked its way into your life? What is there just subtly in your life that you need to get rid of? God didn't want any remnant of the DNA of Ahab and Jezebel to be in the kingdoms of Israel or Judah, and he doesn't want any remnant of sin to be in your life. What are you harboring that you need to get rid of? Take it seriously today and do everything you can to annihilate those things that are keeping you from the Lord. Don't continue in your sin. I hope this study has brought something to light in your life today that you can help to get rid of, that you can crucify in your flesh. I hope you are having a great day so far, and I pray that God would richly bless the rest of your day.